Would know what this play is. Since half the kids aren't here, I'm gonna have to post it again. What is it?
Shark or 33.
Shark?
Defense. I'll be talking about defense and then helping out. Coach Cross will talk about offense.
Shark, guy.
Listen up, folks.
Top, middle guy. Yes, that guy. He would be back in a little more. He'd be closer to the trees. Yeah. And the top two guys would most of the time we would try to do this in a 2-3-1. And so the top two guys, whichever guy has the ball, they would try to be pushing it into the middle. They want him to go to the middle. And then the middle guy, which we call the backer, or the middle midi, one that's back up, yes, no.
No, I'm following.
Okay. Yeah, that guy, he would be coming and sliding.
What are these three guys on the backside or the poles doing?
Those guys are in a zone. They are also trying to push it inside and back push it.
So the most important part about Shark is that it's counterintuitive to how we coach you guys all the time. You want someone to beat you towards the inside, because that's where the backer, as Turner alluded to, the backer is coming from the inside. This guy's helping down. These guys, poles, most important for you guys, keep your sticks up in the air. You are in a zone, just like you're in man down. This is your space, as you guys probably know. Trying to not let them get past to the backside. Any questions about that?
Do that one more time for him, because that's a new.
It's very simple if you break it in half.
Right.
Yeah. Backside is a zone. So how do you play a zone? You play an area.
Right.
Right? So that's pretty self-explanatory. Top side, the different part is, rather than funneling them down the alley, you're funneling them where? And so what's the issue of funneling them inside? Hold on, one at a time.
I think the backer gets beat.
Well, the biggest issue of funneling inside is now he's got a shot
Right,
there.
you're giving an angle.
There has to be someone there to stop him.
So you got to have the backer
Right.
aggressively coming up on that slide to make sure he doesn't get his hands free.
And if he goes for stick out body, then we can do a move around.
Right.
Yeah, if he beats the backer, we're in big trouble, aren't we?
As the backer, your job is not to take the ball away from him. You're just trying to deter him, as you are all the time when you're sliding. You're just slowing him down. This guy's still going to be on his back shoulder, so if he tries to redirect, he's going to be there. You maintain that double when you ride him out.
It's basically like running into a dogfight.
Right.
Right? We're saying, come on in, boys, come on
Right.
in.
You're inviting him in.
You already
To
told
the
him.
space. Question?
So we normally have an LSM as the backup, right?
Yes. This is just for example, say, depends on who's on the field and what situation we're running against.
What you got, Dean?
The backer slide early.
Yes.
If they see the guy dodging from the top, so they already kind of
Early and often. That's the philosophy that I take on sliding. You can always stop sliding. You can't start sliding once they're already 3 or 4 steps in front of you. Does that make sense?
So what did Coach just say? The philosophy of the team this summer on sliding is what? Early and often, right? So what that means is you got to get ready for the slide early, and then you got to go often, right? The key to that is we got to make sure the 2 slide is filling that back. So what that means is we should not ever get beat by a guy going down the alley to the cage and scoring, or going anywhere really, because we're sliding often. The only way they should beat us is if they've got good ball movement and we're not picking up the 2 and the 3 slide. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about getting beat. You play good position defense, no home run checks, help is coming, communicate, and they won't have any open guys on the backside. Pretty clear?
If the guy that's like circle the backer gets beat, he would be his like kind of two. Just the
Yeah, it'd be the guys in the zone depending on where they're dodging from. So if he shouldn't get beat, but we'll talk through. If he gets beat in this direction, he's going to be pushing into his zone. So this guy's going to have him. That's his responsibility. The backer's still going to be there, and the midi. He's going to be triple teamed. So there's really no reason that he should get there. But if he does, he's not going to be there.
And when Coach says that he shouldn't get beat, what that means is if we're getting beat there, guess what? We can't run this.
Yeah, you can't run.
So if you can't run this, then we can't run this, right? That guy cannot get beat. Because if he gets beat, I'd say 50% of the time they're going to score.
Yeah, most often, especially if, say they're dodging from like a 1-4 or something like that up top, he's going to have every inch of space inside this circle to make a decision. He's gonna feed, he's gonna shoot, he's gonna do whatever he wants. He has control on the field. On defense, we dictate. We tell them where we want them to go, we make them go where we want them to go, then we take the ball away once they get there.
Because if he comes down the alley and that pole slides, and what if one of the attackmen cuts to the crease and pass him, which with the middle, the pole slide to him?
So here, let's make it easy.
for a second.
Well, here, he's saying if he goes down the alley, part of the defense is, we said the backer
Right.
can't be, you can't let him down the alley.
Right.
You're giving him the inside. And guess what, when he sees the inside, is he gonna take it?
Yes.
Yeah, because they're trained to go topside, right? So it's gonna be an Olay, go ahead and go that way. Remember, you're opening the door and saying, hey, take it. They're gonna go that way. You cannot let him get down the alley.
You position yourself, so if I'm playing defense on you, you're the mini, I'm gonna stay here, inviting you into that backer. And then once you go, I'm gonna be on your back, trying to back check.
So Clausen, to answer that question, topside guy cannot let his guy go down the alley or we can't run shark. Backer cannot get beat or we cannot run shark. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes on the top side guys on shark, you have to just be ridiculously off.
Yeah.
Like to a certain size,
Mhm.
like forcing them in the middle, because a lot of times if they figure it out or something, they'll try to dodge down the alley, and you can be like on the sideline, but you still have to let them.
The teams we face should be better coached than the teams you face here. So most of those guys are going to try and go topside on you. So I'd imagine that for a while up there, they're going to continue to go topside. From here, guys don't really know what to do. They kind of just go where they think they can go, and they're used to go on the outside. So at first it should work. If they have good coaches or they're really smart, they'll probably at that point figure out the scheme and we'll switch out of it.
Right.
And the key is just go back and forth until you keep them confused.
And that's another philosophy that I wanted to bring to the table is we'll have a couple of defenses, we're gonna be switching them up, possession to possession, play to play, ball to ball, whatever. Depending on their situation, depending on what our strengths are at the time, we're gonna be running a lot of things like that.
Another thing that's big on this is when he cuts down the alley, a lot of the people up in the zone like to watch him, and the attackers start cutting behind him. You gotta keep your head on the switch.
Head on swivel.
Good rule of thumb, if you're playing defense on someone, if you can put your hands up like this, if you can't see him and the ball in between your arms, you're in the wrong spot. So no matter what, if you can't see him and the ball, you're in the wrong spot. So just position yourself to allow for this to happen.
Say they like were going down the alley and then they throw it back and it's like a bad pass or something and it goes out of bounds like kind of like close to like the midline. Is there any way we would ever switch like our defense up to confuse them at all?
Yeah. It's all situational. Without having seen that on the field, it would be something that we would do on the fly. If they threw the ball out of bounds, then we would sub and go play offense.
And we're going to be running 4 poles, right? So we're going to be subbing a lot. We're going to make sure that we have a max amount of poles on the field at all times. We're probably going to face off the 2 poles. So we'll need to, I didn't think about it, we'll need to cover that first. Hey! So do you have any clue what I was just saying? What was I saying?
I couldn't hear him while y'all were talking.
We're gonna face off with 2 poles, and that we're gonna have 4 poles on the field.
Good job. You're multitasking.
Yeah,
Please
sorry.
keep it. So for those of y'all that didn't do that this year, there's one little tweak. We got to put a shorty in the box, and you'll release from there. So we'll talk about that too. But will be a heavy set at almost all times. So for guys that are not used to it, in the box you got to be ready to sub because we are going to sub fast and furious. We always do. I think it helped us this year. You guys are used to that tournament play where you guys are used to that sideline just booming. Sorry, Carl.
That's all good. Any other questions about Shark before I move on?